Last summer, when the Arizona Cardinals signed Kyler Murray to a massive extension, over $200 million, a lot of people were pointing out one very specific clause because the Cardinals, oh my gosh, I can't believe they did this. They asked Kyler Murray to study game film. They asked him to do his job and put it in the contract. A lot of people in the mainstream media attacked that. They said that's racist to ask a black quarterback to do their job. And of course, the Cardinals, with all that pressure on them, ended up removing it. Well, now Arizona Cardinals former GM is speaking out about Kyler Murray and confirming the things that all of us knew from the beginning, that there is a problem when it comes to Kyler, when it comes to his work ethic, and when it comes to his ability to do some of the work off the field that he needs to do to be consistently great. Former Cardinals GM addresses Kyler Murray's work ethic and attention to detail. And a lot of this is following a former offensive lineman for the Cardinals' comments about Kyler Murray, about how he needs to grow up. And his former GM is saying, you know, I agree. It doesn't have anything to do with his personality. It doesn't have anything to do with who he is as a person. It has everything to do with him not understanding what he needs to do to be great. Former Cardinals GM Steve Keim is the guy who drafted Murray first overall. He was also behind Murray's offseason extension that included the controversial clause that left talking heads spitting venom at the idea that the team would expect Murray to study game materials on his own for 4 hours a week. Yes, not a day, 4 hours a week of studying game film. That's it. That's not a big ask. That is less than the bare minimum for an average quarterback in the NFL. There's a reason they wanted to put that in there, because they knew who Kyler Murray is. Last month, former Cardinals right tackle Kelvin Beachum said Murray needs to grow up a little bit. Keim appeared on the podcast Greenlight with Chris Long and echoed Beachum's take. Now, they cut some of it out of this. It's not really, like, the clip that they have isn't really full context. So I'll play a little bit of the clip, and then I'll let you hear the rest of it.
You got to think that he's heading in the right direction. I just thought he kept getting better and better and better. There's just some times of inconsistency with him. And, I think he still needs to grow. And again, it's not slanted towards his character. He is not a bad guy. He's a really good kid, has a good smile, and has a nice way about him. I think it's like anything. Guys have to continue to learn what it's going to take to be great. I think his best ball is ahead of him. I think they need to be creative and do the right things with him offensively. But, I think that the best ball is ahead of him, and I think he'll get it right.
So obviously a guy who's still rooting for Kyler Murray despite the way things ended for him. But let's read this in full context, right? He's not a bad guy. He's a good kid, has a good smile, and nice way about him. I think it's like anything. Guys have to continue to learn what it's going to take to be great. Does he know what Tom Brady and Peyton Manning know of what it takes to be great? No. Does he work? He does work. I think it's just that side of the game, the film study, the attention to detail part that he can continue to improve upon. And I think he will. Kyler's a proud guy. He doesn't want to lose and doesn't want to let people down. So it was not an insane thing, right? It wasn't an insane thing to ask him to actually do his job, to actually study the game film. And we saw it did not look good for Kyler Murray on the football field last year. Head coach ended up getting fired. GM ends up getting fired. All this stuff happens. But it's not racist to ask Kyler Murray to do his job as an NFL quarterback. The reason they put that in there is not because of racism. The reason they put that clause in there is because they had seen that this was a problem for Kyler Murray. And they took it out after pressure from the mainstream media. And now we see how everything's ended up. Still a problem for Kyler Murray when it comes to doing the work off the field. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.